Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome you to the July meeting of the Deschutes Public Library District Board. Thanks to all of you attending in person and online. Our first order of business, this being our July meeting, is the election of officers. And as in past years, we've kind of polled people about willingness to serve. And this is a little bit of an unusual situation. Michelle has been our vice president, and I have been president for 2 terms. Normally, our governance policies say that the president should not serve any longer than 2 consecutive terms. That being said, we're in the middle of some big changes right now, and Michelle has indicated her willingness to take on the presidency in a little bit. She's got some work things going on right now that make it hard for her to take this on right now. So I am willing to stay in an interim position until she feels ready to take over the reins, if that resonates with people. And then Aaron has agreed to be vice president now. Right, right? Is that correct? Is that, yeah.
Or do we want to wait and do both at the same time? I'm flexible either way.
Well, it does say that we're supposed to have these elections in July. So, I mean, and with it being our policies, we can do it however we want to do it. So we can either delay the election, or we can elect me and elect Aaron, and then I can resign and we can kind of redo things. How do people want to proceed?
It seems to me cleaner to just have you be elected
Now,
if that's the choice of the board, and then make that change
whenever
ready.
you feel
Yeah.
like the timing is right.
Okay.
Does that
That's
sound right,
totally
Laura?
fine.
Is that all right with you?
Yes, that sounds entirely reasonable, and I support both decisions.
Okay.
Oh, and just checking sound, make sure we are on the sound with the owl.
Yes. Agree.
Cause she's coming through, should be coming through that speaker.
Cancel on speaker. Oh, we hear it.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
That being said, I would entertain a motion. Probably individually for each office.
I move to nominate Ann Malcolm to serve as board president for the 26-27 fiscal year.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Um,
Thank you. And then I would entertain a second motion.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I move to nominate Aaron Trimble to serve as board vice president for the 2026-2027 fiscal year.
Do you hear a second?
I second.
All right. Further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Laura?
Oh, she's muted.
We didn't hear you, Laura.
You're muted, Laura.
I say aye. I'm driving to the library, so I'll be there shortly, but my service is kind of funky.
Great. Okay. I thought she was gonna be here. Okay, and then we'll just redo when the timing is right. Okay, next up is our consent agenda, which consists of our June 10th board meeting minutes and budget hearing minutes, our June 26th special library board meeting minutes, and our district disbursements, which Susie sent out under separate cover. Have people had a chance to review these items? Any additions or corrections?
No.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Okay,
Can you roll call?
and Todd?
Okay, roll call. Aaron Trimble,
Aye.
Brian Tanis,
Aye.
and Michelle Anderson,
Aye.
Ann Malcolm,
Aye.
and Laura Lees.
Aye.
Next up is the public comment section of our meeting. The board is committed to hearing from the public, and we would welcome any members of the public that would like to speak to us today. We ask that you limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. And while we will not directly respond to public comments or engage in dialogue with speakers, we do seriously consider input from the public. Public comments at meetings is one important way that the board receives feedback, and it enables us to do our job of formulating policies to govern the district. So thank you for taking the time to attend the meeting today. Are there any members of the public who would like to make a public comment?
Hi, I am Jessica Bickford. I am wearing my union president hat with the Deschutes Public Library Local 2837. On behalf of the membership, I want to say that we are excited for a new director to begin working alongside us. The turnaround with staff involvement was very tight, and we understand the logistics of that. There was overwhelming endorsement from the folks who did participate in a very quick form that I sent out today, and wanted to share that we are hoping and endorsing Joseph Bob as the director, though we are excited to work alongside in a collaborative and productive fashion with whoever should be our next director. And
Thank you very much. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to speak, or anyone online? Okay. That being said, we will close the public meeting section of the meeting.
Public comments.
Public comment, sorry. Yeah, so thank you very much for attending. Okay, next up is our bond update from Greg, which he's gonna not do his normal report this week or this month so that we can really focus on some of the matters that we have to consider tonight. But we do have a contract request.
Yeah, so there was one contract request and it was an authorization, and it's an increase on the KNCC GMP contract for Central here. And this captures a number of changes that we're working with KNCC to implement as changed work that's happening here at the library. And so I included some of the things that Kirby helped prepare as we've gone through of what we've making up some of this. And their costs are around 600,000. The increase is about 800,000 on here. And that is also to allow us to adjust for a few more things that we're finding and doing, and just so that we have an authorization level that one helps us in setting our budget update as we're working through that process, but also have the authorization to work through with Kirby over the next 2.5 months to wrap up our current activities here. So, quick summary of what's in there. The detail backup, it wasn't meant that you had to read all of that, but it was really it, because that's a big shrunken form that actually expands to thousands of line items of detail. But it is what we used with Kirby to analyze all of the costs, and I just wanted you to see some of the level of reporting that they give to us. And it's It's down to the penny, every subcontractor, every material vendor, anybody that they purchase, and allows us to really look at it and track all of these changes and costs, so. As we're wrapping up their contract to bring it to really not closure, but to a point of here's where we're at, it stays open through the life of while we continue to work with them on any activity here. We utilize the same contract form. That's the nature of the GMP. But it really does help us to kind of set this current contract amount as we also are doing our overall budget evaluation that's going to be presented at the end of July for the August meeting. So questions about that?
I take it the shades are in relation to the new windows.
They're actually in relation to out here in the lobby, the upper windows, the original shade studies done really didn't depict that we would be getting a lot of light coming in from the upper level windows. In reality, we get too much light and too much heat gain from them. And so it's fairly extensive, but it's adding, these kinds of shades up top in there. And so, and it's on the sloping roof, so everything works a little different. And so there's quite a bit into it. Some of it was prepped, but there's still a lot of work to do. So that was one of the largest ones. The other nature of that is that we have the crew to do that is working nights.
Oh,
And because with a 7-day operation and it's very invasive, because the guys have scissor lifts or drilling, or making noise, making dust. So all of this, it comes as part of the cost of doing it. But from the long-term effectiveness of how that lobby feels and its usability, definitely something that was needed.
How about the elevator hoist ventilation?
Yeah, so the two main elevators right over here, the original plans did not have air conditioning going into the hoistway. Generally, they vent the air out as the elevator's going up and down and through the doors, but part of it is, the building's built very, very tight. And so there wasn't a lot of air transfer to where air that's conditioned outside of the hoistway was going in and out. And they got overheated.
Okay.
And it was literally, we had a couple times where the elevators shut down because they were too hot, and instantly everybody noticed that heat built up. And so we ended up putting in dedicated HVAC units. They're in now running because we put them all pushed them out right away to get that solved. But it's really putting conditioned air inside the hoistway, the elevator hoistway, that keeps the cab and the equipment, new elevator equipment. It's called machine roomless. And what it means, it's all the machines that run the elevator cabs are inside the hoistway. So as it builds up heat in there, it affects its performance. And once it gets so hot, they just turn off and they bring them down to the lower floor. So that's what that was.
Okay, I wondered if that was the fix for the.
Yeah.
So that will address the elevator breakdown that we've been seeing.
It addressed, yes, and right. And some of the things, sometimes there's things like there's a lot of sensitive pieces in there where if little things get into the tracks of the doors, they stop. So there was a stoppage, I think Friday night, and it was something that was affecting the doors and it caused it to shut down. So which had nothing to do with the heat. The shutdowns that we had because of the heat, this deals with, which was the larger problem that we had. The others are all normal maintenance and response, and it's actually the elevator doing its job of it senses something and it tells itself turn off. We don't know why. And that was actually a second one that I believe happened Sunday or Monday, just this week, where there's just, the sensor is reading something and the elevator technician can come out, evaluate it and fix it, and reset it. My understanding. Reset. Yesterday,
Okay.
so that's why I can't say yes, it fixes
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Any further questions for Greg? Not, I would entertain a motion. Anyone?
I move to provide the library director with signing authority up to $93,183,517 for the KNCC Central Library Construction Contract and change orders.
I will second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Thank you, Laura. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next up is our resolution 31, which authorizes signing authority.
And I will add that the blank spaces will be filled by board president Ann Malkin and board and the rest of the board.
And the rest of the names of the rest of the board.
With your name at the bottom.
So I think we're adopting this resolution as completed based on the results of the election that we just had.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I move to adopt resolution 31.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
I,
Okay, thank you. All right. Yes. Okay, at this point, I am going to announce that the Deschutes Public Library District Board will conduct an executive session to consider the employment of a chief executive officer as pursuant to ORS 192.6602D. The board meeting will continue at the end of the executive session.
And I would ask that Tricia Satrisno, Lynn Mildenstein, Chantal Strobel, Susie Olson, and Jennifer Palmer, please remain for this portion of the meeting.
Okay, all right, with that, I will.
can I'm just gonna give you some information. I'm 10 minutes away to be there in person.
Okay, well, we will hold off but the executive session is now in order and we thank everybody for attending. Okay. I will end the executive session and call the regular meeting of the Deschutes Public Library District Board back into session. At this point, would any members of the board like to make a motion?
I move that we continue the search process for the library director position. I second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I also move that we reconstitute the hiring subcommittee.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do you want to say who's on that committee?
Okay, it's
The hiring subcommittee is Ann Malcolm, Todd Dunkelberg, Chantal Strobel, Jennifer Palmer,
And you,
Michelle Anderson.
yes.
Do we have a second?
I second the motion, or do you second the motion?
Seconded before, but I'll
Yes.
second it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right.
thank you, Brian.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion passes unanimously. All right, thank you, everybody, and any further business to come before the board? No? Okay, I'll adjourn the meeting.